I think I like the feeling. Baby, I'm a ride for you, you don't know the half of it. In the middle of the morning, I think I like the feeling. I like the way you never care. I think I like the feeling. I think I like the...
Welcome to the Jail Fitness for Life podcast. With me today we've got CheerDits, Mr. Luke Roberts. How are you, mate?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Good, yeah, I'm alright. Forgot one tiny piece of equipment today, so I have everything apart from the one thing, which means that these are...
Props.
These aren't on, so they're just here. They're just here. But yeah, thanks for coming in.
It's alright, thanks.
Good to see you, been a while.
It has actually, hasn't it? It's been...
I don't think I've seen you since you've been doing CheerDits. I don't think.
No, I've not, to be honest, I've not been going out or anything, so I've not like gone out into Didno or where I see you playing a fucking gig or something, or which is like most of the time is where I saw you, is you playing a gig. I was out every weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've not played them forever, but they just cancelled all the gigs for January and February, which is a little punch in the income. Which, yeah, not fun, but it is what it is. I'll be back in March. Enough about me. A little bit about you. Who is CheerDits? Who's Luke Roberts?
So, obviously, I'm Luke Roberts. I live, from North Wales. I joined the army in 2017, so 1st Battalion Welsh Guards. Did about 4 years there, and then 2021 got discharged, med discharge, and then just from job to job to job. Haven't been doing anything really. I started this CheerDits thing by complete accident, and so what had happened is before CheerDits, it was my personal account, and I don't know if you remember me telling you, I had the viral video with KSI reacting to it.
Yeah, I saw it, yeah.
Yeah, so KSI reacted to one of my videos, and then I got a bit of
Fob or whatever it was.
Fob or something.
Fob, yeah.
Yeah, Fob, yeah. So I got like about 4,000 followers from that, which is pretty cool. And then, as time was going on, my TikTok account wasn't going anywhere. I wasn't really planning on it to go anywhere. And then I left my job in Aldi and I started working on a building site where I was working with another veteran, and the banter me and him were having was like insane. And I just thought to myself, right, I've got this TikTok account here. I might upload like a little funny meme, like a military meme, see if people get it. So I uploaded it, and I woke up the next morning, it was on 70,000 views. And I was like, looked at my phone like, what the fuck? And I showed my mate at work, and he was like, oh, I should make another one. It's like, alright, make another one then. So I made another one, and another one, and just, my followers started to go from 4,000, then went to 5,000, then 6,000, and 7,000. I was like, whoa, what the fuck's going on here? And this was just me just making pure memes.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I started showing my face a bit more, as in doing like all these shit skits and stuff, and I started doing them. And then it's just picked up from there really.
Because what you want now follows us like 20 something.
24, just hit 24,000, yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. What's a dit?
So a dit, for anyone that's not served, a dit is basically a story. That's what it is. So
and is this like obviously it's an army expression?
Yeah. So it originated from the Navy.
Okay.
And then the whole military started picking it up. So basically, if you tell me like a really shit story now, do you like when you go, oh yeah, cheers for that, mate? Yeah. That's what CheerDits is. So you're like, CheerDits, yeah.
As in like when you get to the end of a really long story and it's shit.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, CheerDits, yeah. You just say that to someone. Honestly, you just see him go, fucking what?
So you said you're a veteran. You spent 4 years in the army. I met you literally just after that.
Yeah.
So what was the transition like? Because I'm always interested, because I don't know firsthand, but I've got a couple of close mates who have spent time in the forces and then coming to, say, regular life afterwards, it's always challenging. Because it feels like, not as different rules in the army or in the forces, but like...
A different sort of lifestyle.
Yeah, as in like, there is kind of different rules. Obviously, same rules like don't murder, don't... all that shit, but like, the way you interact with people, the way you interact with hierarchy, the things that you do there, the routine. So what was your transition into, let's say, regular life like?
So without like making this all about me, really.
This is all about you.
Well, I know, but what some people, they adjust really quickly, and they can like just, as soon as they leave the army, that's it. They're back on civvy street and they know exactly what they're doing. Whereas there's some people, like including myself, like we come out of like an environment, especially me going in at so young, like 17. You know, I didn't really know my arse and my elbow when I came out. So I came out, I didn't know what a fucking tax was, I didn't know what national insurance was, I didn't know what a national insurance number even was really. I remember, was it you that said it? No, I think it was someone else at Reflex Arm and said to me, he's like, oh, how much tax you paying? I turned around and said to him, like, we pay tax? I was just like, yeah, you pay tax. I was like, do we? Yeah, what about national insurance? I don't know. Does it just come out my way?
I hate that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think some people just like struggle. Like obviously I've struggled. I'm still struggling now, to be honest. If I'm just being completely.
And how many years have you been out now?
So I came out in 21.
So it's like 4 years.
Yeah,
so it's
about
not
4 years.
that. And obviously, it probably feels like a really long time.
Yeah.
But like in the whole scale of time, 4 years is
Yeah, I knew I was going to struggle maybe the first year or so, but I didn't think I'd be this down the line and still struggling and stuff. Yeah, still struggling to find employment. I've just done a life works course down in Tidworth, like south of England, for a whole week, and it was just there showing you how to write a CV properly. So for the first time in my life, I've got a whole CV properly written out. Now my brother did do it for me because he's like more academically gifted than I am. He was on the podcast before me.
Shout out Ronnie.
Shout out Ronnie. So yeah, he wrote one for me, and I just looked at it like, what are some of these words? I don't even know, but he said it's fine, just keep it as that. And I was using it, it wasn't getting me anywhere, so I was thinking, it's probably just me then. So I did this life works course, and for the first time in my life, writing my own CV, and I felt pretty fucking proud of it. And I looked at it and I was like, bloody hell, that's alright that. I sent it to the tutor as well, he's like, that's really good. So hopefully, put the CV out there. Like,
what do you want to do work-wise?
I want to help people. I think that's my main goal. Veterans especially. Since having this account, I think I'm not trying to blow smoke at my own arse, but I have helped quite a few people. A couple of people I've stopped from ending their lives and stuff, and being on the phone to them to about 7 o'clock in the morning. And I just felt like I had that sense of purpose back.
That's what huge life goal, isn't it? Is purpose.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you do. If you feel purpose around doing it,
Yeah.
then you've made it, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think about the support from the army post service? Because you got medically.
Yeah.
I don't want to go into why. You can if you want, but do you feel like the support? What was the support like?
Oh, literally. So I was under. I think people that have served will know what this place is. So it's the DCMH. I was under them in Cheshire. I think that's where they were. I was under them throughout my transition of getting out. But this is whilst I was still getting paid from the army.
And how long was that transition?
So I was meant to get out earlier, but because COVID hit, it just slowed everything right down.
Yeah.
So I was meant to get out earlier, but they were like, they were alright with me that whilst I was getting out, I was just saying all this stuff and this that and the other. I was like, oh, Sam. And then literally 2 weeks after my discharge, whilst I was a civvy, didn't hear anything off them. Didn't hear anything off anyone. Didn't hear anything off the DCMH asking how I'm doing. So I think what it is just literally there's no steady transition. So what they do is they sort of rush it towards the end, and then as soon as you're out, you're not their fucking problem anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of people have gone through, and I think it really does need a fucking like a kick up the arse. Like,
can you think of like a way that you would have preferred it to be? Like what would your dream scenario be of like getting out of that?
So that's a good question. I've never been asked that before.
All good questions on the JR Fitness Alive podcast.
No, that's a very good question. I'm on the spot here. I'd say whilst you're getting out, they point you in the right direction. Like they didn't really point me in the right direction as such. They just said, oh, you know,
for like continued support.
Yeah, for continued support. Yeah, I think they didn't like say, oh, go to this charity when you're done. You know, they'll support you and stuff. They didn't do that. They just said, yeah, here's what's going to happen. You're going to get a job. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. So, alright, sound. I get out. Fucking, there I am, a reflex Alan.
Worst job in the world.
Yeah, worst job in the world.
Absolutely hated that place. Fuck you, Reflex Alan.
Yeah, fuck you.
Especially that Alfredo or Altonio, what was his name?
Oh, I don't know.
Remember the boss guy who like used to rock around?
Yeah, I know you're on about the Italian bloke, yeah.
Yeah. And if you got a nod from him, you were like in.
Yeah, you were in.
Yeah. And I was working like loads with the production engineer when I remember setting up the new line because I wasn't fucking thick. And
what are you trying to say about me?
You didn't exactly try to excel at Reflex Alan.
No,
but like for me, I was like, this was before I decided to be a PT. Well, not well. I was doing my courses and that, but like before I had the opportunity to like go and work as a PT.
Yeah.
So like Reflex Alan was my first job after coming back from Greece.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be a team leader. I wanted to do X, Y, and Z, and then I just realised how shit.
It was shit, wasn't it?
And I was earning more money than team leaders. So I was like, why would I want to progress?
Yeah. I mean, you were doing a lot of overtime though, weren't you?
Yeah, and I think that's why when you said about the tax, it was me. Because I'd be like, I'd work, 10, 12-hour days, sometimes 7 days a week, 6 days a week, depending on if there was weekend hours. And it was only weekend hours because we were all fucking terrible at the job as well. That's the other thing.
Shit, man, I think that.
Mate, do you remember the reworks? They had to set up a whole extra section just to fix the problems that our section made.
I think most of that was me though. Like on the what was that machine called at the back? Not the blue one, it's the other one. The Mechatronic or something like that, remember that?
Yeah, was it the moulds?
Yeah.
Molder.
Yeah, so they always told me like, oh, make sure you do it this way. It's alright, yeah, sound. Every single time it was just coming out deformed and shit, and then it was just wires sticking out. So I was like, why haven't I go at me? It's not my fucking issue.
But I'd earn like 600-700 quid on hourly as well. So like I was putting in the hours. But then I'd be getting taxed like, 200, 150, 200 £200.
Yeah.
I also remember doing, remember Paul who worked there? He was like our manager. He was like a sound.
The Scouser?
Is he Scouser?
That was Alan.
No, that was Alan, yeah. But Paul was like above Alan. I play football with Alan now,
Did you?
by the way. No, even now. Like now. He also had his first fight the other week, yeah. Never thought they were going there. Anyway, I did a 23-hour shift with Paul once. We worked, we stayed up all night. And he ended up not on the shift, but he ended up having to leave because he had a heart attack. For stress. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So, when you left the army, we went on a massive tangent there, but when you left the army, which was for whatever reason, but then you went into factory work. Do you tend to see a lot of veterans go into sort of that line of work because it's agency, easy, like.
Yeah, it's just like because you have an agency and it's like someone's like, oh, you'll be doing this and that, and and there you go, there's a job for you. But it was a shit job. But it was just something for me as a stepping stone of me to actually adjust into civilian life. So when I came out, I literally had no civvy mates, pretty much. And then through that, I met you, then I met Si, Reese and that. And then I started...
Reese, yeah.
Fucking hell, yeah. He's alright, Reese. So basically, it was sort of like a stepping stone for me to maybe how to adjust properly into civvy life and going into my next job, which was... What was my next job? Bar work. I was working behind the bar in Neville.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
That's a bit more of a civvy job. The factory life is not normal life.
it just depends how you look at it. It depends if
It's
you're one.
probably a little bit normal to you because
Yeah.
I felt like it was way more military for me. Like, for me personally, normal life has freedom inside,
Yeah.
whereas factory life does not.
Oh no, it doesn't. Does it? For
Like, you're 6'2", you're a number, no one gives a fuck, do your job, go
Yeah.
home. But like normal life, you probably experience that a bit more in the Nev. Like, it's a bit more fun. It's a bit more lenient with like your requirements from your role. You
Yeah.
got to like be
And
more
it's-
social.
Yeah, I suppose that was a good aspect of it. So then I worked in the Neville then, and then I started building connections up with people. I started that thing they always go on, like networking.
Mm-hmm. Is that in a social sense or a professional sense now?
Both really.
Yeah.
I got my third job through working at Neville. So whilst I was working for Crest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll go on about
Did
that.
well there.
Yeah. So basically, let me say a fun fact. Yeah. So the probation period is 3 months, but because they were so understaffed and because I was so shit, they basically said, "Yeah, we're going to extend your probation for another 3 months." I was like, "Right, okay." And in 6
That
months,
means basically you didn't pass probation.
yeah, pretty. I didn't pass probation.
But
And
they needed you.
yeah, they needed me. And then 6 months, like, yeah, we're letting you go. I was like, all right, okay, so that was it, on the door. And then that's when I worked in Aldi for about a year and a half. And then when I worked in Aldi, I think that's when I started to get a proper grasp of civilian life and what people were actually like.
And how long is that now after you left? Because that's what, 4 jobs.
Yeah.
That's got to be within
Yeah,
a
so
year, maybe a year.
I
and a half?
started there. I started there in 2022, so about a year. So
Yeah.
June 2022 is when I started.
Because we both did about 6 months in Reapers. Like, you left like the week after I got fired. in
Yeah,
Reapers, and-
fucking hell, I can. We're not going to mention any names, are we?
No,
We know
we're
exactly
not going
what
to go into it. Kathy, you're a bitch.
Cut that off, please. Dad, don't. Rat! Yeah, so I was working at Aldi from 2022 till the end of 2023. And like I said, it was like more of how I found out what civilians were actually really like. And most of them are just fucking knobheads.
I don't know if shopping civilians are normal civilians. People, as soon as they go to a supermarket, it's like super.
Everyone just changes, don't they?
I hate it. And like, bear in mind, right, I'm not on any spectrum that I know of, right? But I literally, in the car park, if I'm not with Sarah, I'm fine. But I have to get my headphones, put my headphones on,
Yeah.
before I go in a supermarket, because
Yeah.
otherwise I'll start chinning idiots, mate. Honestly, I'm not a violent person, but oh my god, I hate it.
Yeah.
It's like people trying to bully me with the trolley and that. I'm like, I will pick this trolley and I'll throw it.
Shove up your ass, mate.
But yeah, definitely. I definitely wouldn't say that supermarket people are. You get a little bit closer each time to like normal person.
Yeah, as soon as you get to a normal person, you're like, oh, thank fuck, a normal person. And fucking straight after, there were 10 fucking Karens like waiting, like, yeah.
And Aldi's a tough one as well because you have like 4 people on shift, is it? 4 or 5 people?
It just depends what time of day it is. If it's like early in the morning, then it's about 8, maybe 9 people on till about 12 o'clock, and they start sending people home. And 12 o'clock is when like the nights, the like
Late shift.
the late shift come in.
Yeah.
And then it gets to about 6 o'clock, and that's when they start, toning people down and stuff. And then maybe sometimes, I remember one shift, it was me and the store manager from 7 o'clock onwards to 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
It was fucking
Mayhem.
meant.
Oh,
No,
good.
That was meant because the store was so quiet,
Yeah.
and it was just me and him, and I was just on the till. And
Just throwing people
And this was-
shopping at him.
so I'm doing a little shout out here to my mate Harrison, yeah. So he was like a trainee store manager, and me and him were just like there's no customers from 8 o'clock onwards, and we close at 10. So we were just sat on the parking benches waiting for people to come in, and I'm just talking about football, talking about life, and it was just like it was quite nice, that part.
Let's just say I've got Luke on all your social media platforms, so Snapchat, all that. So
Yeah.
I saw what he was like when he was in Aldi. Zero professionalism.
Oh no.
Just fucked about the whole time.
Yeah.
But a little bit closer to that social aspect. So where in this do you progress to TikTok? Are you in this time? So like 2 years in, if you're leaving the army, obviously had a hectic time. Where does TikTok now come in? Because obviously TikTok is...
So people always say to me like, oh, you should do this like full time and stuff, but...
What full time? When did you start even making just normal TikToks?
Oh,
Before the CheerDits?
oh, just normal ones, oh, fucking hell. Since I had TikTok, I just made like just random videos. I don't know what I made. Because I was a bit, like, before I met my message, I was a bit of a slag.
Right.
You know, so I was making like I made a couple of thirst traps, not gonna lie. And looking back at it now, I feel that, what was I doing? What am I doing? What am I making?
What's a thirst trap?
It's like, it's trying to get like women onto you and stuff.
And how did you do that?
I don't know. I'm not gonna say. I've deleted it now, so it's like I'm not gonna say it.
You outed yourself there, mate.
Yeah, I don't care. And then there was a cut, and just the rest of the video was just me just being fucking weird and shit. And
Yeah.
I didn't really have any sort of plan with TikTok. And then obviously the CheerDits thing started, and then started progressing from there. Then I then launched a podcast, my own podcast, which Stephen still needs to do it. And YouTube started. I made my first ever YouTube video properly.
Nice. Yeah, because you did some like adventure thing, right? I was going to watch it, but...
Yes, so that wasn't my video, it was for a company called We Served.
Okay.
So basically, lads that I've served that are watching this, we're digging a fighting style trench in Temu kit. So everything was from Temu.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we're just testing out like how good like Temu stuff is. Like, to be honest, it wasn't even that fucking good, like Temu kit.
I wouldn't have expected it to be good.
The trousers were okay, the boots were sound, but everything else was just shit. I mean, well, to be fair, the fleece that I had on, that was really nice. But it's good for like airsofting and stuff. I wouldn't go to fucking war in it.
I mean, the army are going to start...
I mean, we're seeing in Ukraine now the Russians and their fucking airsoft and shit, like,
What do you mean?
Like they're sending out like Russian soldiers in like fucking shit kit, like really shit.
Oh, right.
I mean, like airsoft style kit. It looks fucking good, and then they open up the plate carrier and it's just a fucking, it's like a cardboard box and shit. I'm not even joking, mate. If you go on Reddit, mate, you'll see a few videos.
Oh, I stay away from...
Reddit's brilliant.
My life's so busy at the minute that I don't have time for like, not conspiracies now, but I mean like, you
Just
know,
go
the
on
ins and outs of like, because obviously there's all that shit with like Israel and Palestine, and then you got the Ukraine, and then you got Trump going in. There's so much going on that I can do fuck all about.
Yeah.
So I just don't look.
No, there's no point.
Peaceful life, that's what I'm about, mate.
Yeah.
Just try and help as many people as I can, get fit and strong, work through their mental barriers, and
fight people. And...
well, one fight.
Yeah, but you're gonna want another one, aren't you? Sure.
Well, I can't finish on a loss, so...
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna go back into it or what?
I'm going today. I'm going at 2 o'clock. I don't know what time it is.
I don't know what time.
20 to 12, we've got plenty of time.
Yeah.
So, obviously for me, I'm not just starting out on social media. I think properly I've been building my Instagram for about a year. Before that I didn't really know what I was doing. I have a business coach now who sort of like organises my posts and helps me interact with clients and stuff like that, because I'm an online personal trainer, if anyone didn't know. Just making sure those are still on and recording. What advice would you give to someone starting off in the social media world? Like if they wanted to get like good at TikTok or develop at TikTok or grow it?
Honestly, as cliche as it sounds, just do it. Just literally, you don't have to be the most skilled person. Like fucking, I'm still learning shit how to edit these days, yeah. And I am nowhere near like these fucking big influencers. Like nowhere near like 1 million and stuff. I think with my TikTok, it's just going to be like a good 35,000 followers. Like I think that's going to be like the end goal. Like,
Why?
because the squatty community is quite small. It's the veteran compared to America, like, the amount of fucking veterans that are over there, like, it's insane.
Branch into that market?
I don't think Americans understand the British humour.
Absolutely not. But what advice would you give to people starting?
The advice sorry, I went off this.
You did, yeah.
Okay, there goes the phone. Just do it. It don't matter. It don't matter what people think. You know, people are gonna just hate. Just ignore them. As much as as hard as that sounds, you know, just go ignore them, because I still get hate comments all the time, and I don't really care.
100%.
I don't, you know, I'm doing something with this platform, helping people, and you're just there being a fucking gimmick.
Roadblock.
Yeah. And I think it's them people, especially like the old fucking sour veterans that I get. It's just something I ranted to myself the other day. It's them people that are always like, oh, the lads should when they have someone close to them that's fucking unfortunately taking their own life, it's them lads that are saying, oh, you know, we should be building communities, we should be like talking to each other, lads, you know. They're the same people that comment on my shit saying, oh, this is cringe, this is shit. I'm trying to help people, you know what I mean? I'm not.
Just give them a platform where everyone can comment together and talk.
And, you know, I get called a lizard and that, and get called a walt, but I just think that's funny. You know, I like engaging, but it's just them people I really don't like. That's the only thing I hate about the military community. Like, you can do something so good, and then there's always that fucking, like, 5 people go, oh, what the fuck is this? This is shit.
Yeah.
And then you look at their account, and it's just, like, the private account, and there's, like, 2 followers, and they're probably just sour that they can't get as big as me, but I'm not...
Or have the balls to do what you're doing. So, this... Just to jump in there before I forget what I wanted to say, there's a man called Jim Fortin, right, who I'll send you his podcast. It's the Jim Fortin podcast. The dude is a fucking genius, yeah? And he's a millionaire. He helps like professionals develop their mindset so they can grow, right? And he's got a huge community of people, and just as a test, what he did was he put the YouTube video of Elvis singing Unchained Melody. If you've never heard it, it's fucking beautiful, right? Whether you like Elvis or not, like, it's a good, what he's doing is like technically good and it's cool, right? And obviously at the time he's like a huge megastar. Millions and millions of people at the time love him, like adore him, like Elvis fan, you know, craze was like almost a bloody illness, yeah. And he just put that in his group, and this is a group of like aware people or awake people who are meant to understand all this stuff, yeah. And he didn't put anything, his opinion on it, he just posted a video. And why that's important, because he just, then thousands of comments were coming in, thousands of comments. Some people were like, oh my god, look how fat he is, he let himself go, this is why he died. Others were like, oh, this person did it better, or oh, he's done this a disservice. Some people were like, oh my god, this is amazing, I absolutely love this song. Doesn't matter if you are the GOAT, people are always going to judge.
Oh, exactly, yeah, exactly.
And I'm listening to a book at the minute, because I don't have time to read because it takes me ages. 2,
I can't fucking read.
2, I can't be bothered. It's just easier to be in the car and listening to an audiobook. I drive a lot, yeah. Called The Courage to Be Disliked.
I've heard about this book.
Mate, you got to get on it. It's so hard to listen to.
Because it's hard?
Yeah. Because basically it's a conversation between a student and a philosophy professor about Adlerian philosophy, psychology.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I'm on chapter like fucking 38 or something like that.
You got to send me this.
Yeah. It's a slow burner. Like I have to like take breaks from it and like process what I've just learned and be like, ah. And it's all about interpersonal relationships and the relationship you have with yourself and what you have with other people. But how it comes back to starting social media, because I'm starting to do the videos, and just like your community, the fitness community is just as brutal.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's got an opinion, apart from the differences with the fitness community is there is a million different ways to do the same thing.
Yeah.
What works for you might not work for me, and what works for me might not. But it's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Right? But people love to be like, no, this is how you fucking do it.
It's like
okay, if you want to do it, fucking do it that way.
Just remind me, do you remember Ricky Gervais?
Yeah,
When he's on about that fucking guitar lessons thing. But I don't want guitar lessons. It's like, well, don't fucking go to it then. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%. So I think, for my advice to myself is, if it's something you want to do because you enjoy it, for example, I enjoy making content,
Yeah.
do it. You know, right now, me and you, we're probably going to get 150, 200 views. Well, I don't know, you got a big following, so, but the other podcasts...
I don't hate that. Right, I'm not having to go at you, but
No,
I don't
feel like, oh, no, I'm joking.
I don't like when people say I've got a big following because...
Yeah, but it's perspective, isn't it? I have 2,800 people on my Instagram, 2,500 on my
What
TikTok.
I see as a big follower is 100k.
Yeah, but that's your eyes. So it's perspective, perception, right?
Yeah, because I don't like being... Because I got called an influencer the other day. I don't like being called that. I don't feel like I'm an influencer. All I do...
Why don't you like being called that?
Because all I do is just make shit, like...
Do you want to be an influencer, and you don't want to give it yourself?
I don't want to be an influencer. I just want to be a person, like, you know, that makes content and then...
Gets money for it.
No, not
That's
money.
an influencer.
I don't get money for it.
Not yet. But that would be cool, wouldn't it?
No, well, yeah, it would, but at the same time, I don't want to do it for the money. Because I literally... Cause I was getting paid from TikTok. I just thought to myself, like, I'm not getting anything from it. So, but what I realised what TikTok does, when you start getting paid from it, they cap your views.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
And I want to try and get as much people to watch my stuff as possible. So I thought, right, coming off the Creative Fund, I'm just going to purely do this for my entertainment, and you know, and because I enjoy doing it and I enjoy, you know, interacting with people.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. And to be honest, when I get like really nice messages as well sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
I say, you know, like it's 2 a week, saying, mate, I really love your videos. You know, I'm on guard at the moment. I'm fucking hating my life. You know, your videos are pure morale. Oh, I'm on stag at the moment. Oh, you know, and I like it. And I think that's what I'm just going to keep doing. I think I'm just going to keep doing it because the fact that I just enjoy that sort of engagement I get with people.
Absolutely. And what I would suggest is push it to YouTube, if the best you can.
Yeah, but with YouTube, it's a tricky one. So I've got a video up there now where it's just basically me introducing myself. But with YouTube, I don't know what I'd want to do with YouTube, because with
Same
TikTok...
as what you're doing on TikTok. Just put it on the shorts for now.
Yeah, it's a good idea that. Because I've just started going onto Instagram as well, and you know, you saying the TikTok community can be a dark place. The Instagram Reels is even worse. Fuck me, I have seen some horrible comments on there, like. But yeah, I'd like to branch out maybe. You know, for example, now I'm doing this Squaddy's Got Talent. You know what I mean? I don't even know the people.
What is that?
Squaddy's Got Talent is basically you just coming onto my onto my TikTok live, and you just like doing this fucking whatever talent you've got.
Do you have to be a squaddy?
You have to be a Squaddy or X7. But to watch it,
Well,
you
it's
can be
cadets. That counts.
No.
Whoa,
No.
why have you reacted like that? You went to cadets, I bet.
Yeah, when I was younger, yeah.
Oh,
But I cut that part.
it's all good shit, but none of this gets cut, by the way.
Fucking shit. No, I did go cadets for like 2-3 years.
Common Bay ones?
No, I don't know.
Oh, that one in town, did they?
Yeah. But yeah, it's just like pure for Squaddies only, because you know the stuff that I'm giving away as well is like probably more based at them.
Yeah. So what is it? Explain you might have some, or is it all the spots are full now?
The spots are full for now, so the semi-finals are happening tomorrow.
Tomorrow is
Tomorrow's Saturday.
It won't be up by then. So.
Yes, that's right. But so we're recording this on a Friday. What's the date today? I don't even know the date.
Fucking no idea.
Have you got a laptop there? We can check.
So this will come out next week.
So
it's the 7th today.
So the final will be out on the Saturday after. So if this
it will be out. Yeah, this will be out on Monday.
This will be out
Sunday or Monday.
Or next week.
This week.
This week.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. There you go then. Yeah. Oh.
So the finals are
This Saturday. So fucking hell.
15th.
Hang on.
It is the 15th. 7 out of 8.
Sure, mate. My maths is shit.
So if you want to tune in to Squaddy's Got Talent, which is active,
Yeah.
serving,
and veterans.
And veterans
There's
come on and juggle and.
I wouldn't say
give
joke. Mate,
impressions.
someone got through, yeah? Do you know how they got
How
through?
do you get through? Who votes? You?
The audience.
Well, alright, so.
So I put a poll up, they thought smiley face for yes, sad face for no.
Right.
But someone got through by putting like, by just turning the microwave on. And then he went through, I was just there like, what am I doing? What am I doing? But
So what's he going to turn on in the semis?
I don't know.
Washing machine.
Washing machine probably next, yeah.
You'll be writing down notes. How do you do that?
There's got someone there not knowing to turn the washing machine on. It's like, yeah, I do that. There's a guy I've got on there now, and he was singing Frank Sinatra.
Oh yeah.
Brilliant at it.
Nice.
And here's the best part. So when he was qualifying for it, when he sung, the amount of people that had about 110 people watching, and I just said to him, right, the poll's going out, and I said, like, you're gonna get through here. I just know you are. And he's like, oh, do you reckon? Yeah. I was like, yeah, I reckon. And then he got through. And I said, right, I'm glad to announce that you're through to the quarterfinals. And this whole platoon came into his room, and everyone was watching it. And like, it was about they said to me it was about 7 people watching it. Like, in his whole platoon. I just thought to myself, fuck, how many people in the military know who I am and watching my shit? And I think,
well, I was talking to a veteran. I was having coffee with a veteran yesterday, and I said that you were coming on, and one of his mates had spoke to him about CheerDits.
really?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, it's just weird.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. You don't give yourself enough credit for it, but I think, like you said, you were saying earlier that recently your views are going up and you're averaging, crazy views.
Yeah.
For someone like me, you might look at people that you aspire to and think, oh man, shit compared to that, I'm not getting 1 million views a video or whatever, but
Yeah.
for me, I'm still in 200 jail because I've been spamming that mass following thing just and it thinks I'm a bot, so I get 300 views, that's it. 300 views and 20 likes. But I think more importantly is that you are doing what you say, you're creating a community, so maybe just give yourself a little bit more credit. So in a dream world, what's the progression?
Well, the account.
With CheerDits, yeah.
I'd like to. There is something I'm trying to work on myself at the moment. It's like a series is that I'm trying to do. But I'm just trying to think of the script. I've got the story sort of planned out in my head. Because when I do skits, I write a script down. So my script writing's getting better, and my creativity is going through the roof as well. So that's something I'd like to do in the future. Is like a series sort of thing. I don't want to say too much about it.
Why?
Because
just in case the millions of people who watch this podcast.
It's just something I want to keep to myself for now. It's just something I
what
want.
is it?
I'm not saying anything.
Does it look? What's it about though?
It's just basically about a guy. I'm setting it around like the 2009 era. Like that's like the bloodiest year for the British Army. So a troublesome guy, he's gone from like a really shit fucking place in Civvy Street, joins the army, thinking, it's going to be brilliant, and then.
Oh, so it's like a show.
Yeah, the show that I want to try and do. Yeah.
Okay.
So something I want to try and do in the next few years.
Because you did want to do acting.
Yeah.
I remember you saying that when we were.
Acting's still a big thing I really want to do and get involved with. I want to try and get involved with more American people as well. I know I said before, like branching out to the US community, but it's a bit hard because they have sort of different slang to us. Like for example, we call signing off for us is basically we're signing off the army. They call it like DD 2144, something like that.
Oh, that sounds better.
Yeah, it just sounds.
What's a lizard, by the way?
Just like joining them little joining people, you just think, you're so fucking.
Like a Karen.
No, you're just a lizard, aren't you? You know what I mean? There's no way to explain it. It's just.
What do you have to do to be called a lizard?
I can't explain. It's quite.
What would I have to do for you to be like, Josh, you're a lizard, mate?
I don't know. It's just
like a grass. Is it like?
No, it's just
like a kiss ass.
No, it's not even that either. It's just a word that just gets thrown out there.
Yeah, but what would I have to do for you to call me a lizard?
Like fuck up on something. It's like, oh shit, oh there you go, you fucking lizard. Or, I don't know.
So you were a lizard in Reflex Island?
Oh fucking hell yeah.
So what's a walt?
A walt is basically stolen valor.
What's a valor? What do you mean?
The joking, like people pretending to be in when they're not.
So if I like said that I was
Yeah.
in the army, I
Yeah.
know. Because I get called Walter White.
What, why?
No, that is in like I look like the guy
Yeah,
from Breaking Bad
yeah,
when I have my glasses.
yeah.
They did a poll on Instagram, do I look more like Stone Cold Steve Austin or Walter White? And everybody said Walter White. I was like, fuck! What? Steve Austin is so bad. Just go into the bedroom, just kick the door and smash 2 beers. Sarah would be like,
You need the goatee for that.
Fuck it.
I reckon if you
I
went.
needed a goatee for both. They both have a goatee. Walter White doesn't have this side bit.
I reckon.
I'm definitely not committed to that though.
Just do a goatee for a bit. Go on.
No.
I dare you.
What do you mean a bit? It's took me like
Just
fucking
do-
2 years to go to this.
Just do a
It's so untamed. Like
Just-
I'm actually, this week's been so busy. I'm chasing my house. That's why I'm wearing a hat. Cause I'm not shaved my head. I've not trimmed my beard.
Is that,
PT this morning.
Does that feel weird to say I'm not trimmed my hair?
No,
I've not shaved my head. Does it not feel weird to say
I
that?
shave my head out every day.
But like compared to what last year before you shaved your head?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but you're fighting it, mate. So I think the best thing to do is just do it right now.
No, I'm not shaving my head.
Why?
I'm not shaving my head until I actually see my hair actually thinning at the back or proper
No, you're
thinning.
just gonna end up with comb over.
Come over, like
Yeah. Like no one ever. I shave my head and everyone's like, "Oh my god, why have you done that? You had such nice hair." Blah blah. I'm like, yeah, I had nice hair when I was inside.
yeah.
I'd been in the bathroom and I put everything exactly where it needed to be.
I remember you saying why you did it because you did that fitness thing, didn't you? You
Yeah.
looked back at the pictures
Well, yeah, I wanted to use the pictures for my socials.
and then you had a look at your hair and you're like,
Oh, dude, I'll show you some of the things because it was a lot of running
yeah.
and I was sweaty.
Yeah,
Like, bearing in mind, one of them was like a ruck run. Oh, it was horrible. You started off with 2 sandbags, then you had 1 sandbag, and then no sandbags, and it was like up this huge hill and back down in the roaring heat.
Was your head like a lollipop in a barber shop?
No, it wasn't that bad. I was the same as you.
Wasn't
my
the
hair
same as me though, was
It's
it?
exactly the same as you. I'll show you pictures after.
Wasn't the same.
There's this little bit in the front, and then there's 2 fucking bits here that fucked off.
Yeah.
Because right now I could grow that back, but I don't want it.
Yeah, alright.
And they're suitable there now anyway. But it just looks weird. Now I look like a lolly in a barber shop.
Yeah.
It's like a little bit. You always take them out, don't you?
Come on, take it off.
Yeah, when those
Full
cameras
special.
aren't on.
For a special effect on like the brightness goes up.
So I thought maybe we'd dive into a little bit of this because we're both sort of. We've both experienced mental health, suffered with, battling it. So if you could, obviously your CheerDits is to help people have a laugh, and like you say, you've been on the phone with people who've been really suffering with their mental health and want to get better. So if you could give someone like a piece of advice on how to, if they're suffering with their mental health right now, how would you suggest them to get help?
I think, well, just like veterans or just people in general.
Veterans are people, right?
So for veterans, I think it's a different one because they have a lot of pride. Yeah, I like saying, oh, I don't need that. Someone else needs it more than me, and I think that's the biggest thing. I think because if I'm being honest, that was me. I was saying, oh, someone's got PTSD and they need that fucking help more than I do. I think with most of us veterans, we have to sometimes just swallow our fucking pride and just go, look, I need help. It's affecting me. It's affecting people around me. And just fucking just go and get it. Just go and get that help because someone said to me that's what it's there for. And I'm gonna go.
And is this help from the army?
What from help from the art? No, it's just like from charities and stuff.
Charities, and what charities are out?
So I want to do. I'm thinking of doing a video for Woody's Lodge, which is you know Woody's Lodge, haven't you?
I think
It's
you've got to
literally-
raise some money
Yeah,
for
it's
it,
literally
yeah.
just over there, like just outside the AAS gym. The
Oh right.
the little hut there. Do you know when you go into the gym there?
What, the leisure centre?
The other side, yeah. There's a little hut on the right hand side.
No.
No,
I've been in there
that's
loads, never noticed it.
Yeah. Well, I want to do. So they've helped me a lot. Woody's Lodge, the Poppy Factory as well. They've helped me. Forces Employment, they're helping me.
And what do they do to help? What does that mean?
So I've got a candidate support manager for Poppy Factory.
How do you get hold of these kind of people? Is this just like Googleable?
You
That
yeah. Googleable. I'm going to use that next time. Yeah, you literally Google it. You go on Poppy Factory, and then you just give them a ring, or I think you have to fill in a few things. But I got through to them with Forces Employment and Woody's Lodge. I've always known about Woody's Lodge, and I just went in there one day and said, "Look, I need help. I'm fucked. I don't know where to go. I don't know who to turn to." So I want to do a little shout out to Jordan as well, who helped me. I don't want to say his full name because he might not appreciate it. So he helped me to get to where I am now, and I'm starting therapy for myself in the next couple of weeks, which is fucking just mega. So I did my assessment the other day down at Hammerbechen, and then I've got like one more little assessment to do, but I am eligible for it. But I think with just veterans, you just have to swallow your pride and just get yourself out there. I know it can be hard, because it is fucking hard, because you train to be this fucking killing machine, you train to do this, you train to like man up and all that shit. And I think with just men in general, I think we just have a bit too much pride to go get help.
Absolutely, yeah.
But honestly,
there's always that like predisposition to fight as well, isn't there? Like,
yeah.
I've never been in the army, but and this is actually led on quite well, because I wanted to talk to you. Like, I'm same as you. It's lad culture, right?
Yeah.
Like mine and your friendship for probably the first 2 years. I don't think we said a nice word to each other, but that was how we showed each other that we were friends, right? And I've come away from that, and I act a lot differently now. And I don't think I don't take the piss out of you, or if I check in with you, I just see how you're doing or whatever. Yeah. I think coming from that, bearing in mind, I was a ginger kid as well, and just for that aspect, never mind glasses, braces, English, living in Wales, fucking spots, being short and fat, like you learn to sort of like just get over shit and get on with it. But then when it comes to like the real stuff, because that's just like playground, bullshit, you're kind of stuck in that lad mentality, but it's with yourself.
Yeah.
So you end up in this like circle of like, I feel really fucking blah 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 blah, and then you're like, oh, don't be a pussy, you gotta do this, that, the other, you should be ripped and in the gym and have roaring six pack, but then be out also on the piss every weekend and get off your head with your mates and whatever. And it's like a twister.
Yeah.
So I think if I'm coming from a non-veteran standpoint in accessing sort of like mental health, Samaritans is a good one. Yeah.
So with Samaritans as well, they've recently got a veteran side of it as well.
Very cool.
But yes, Samaritans,
that's a 24-hour number as well.
24-hour number. I'm pretty sure you can edit on the screen there.
Oh, here we go.
Well, I've got some like lifelines and stuff that I got from the course.
I'll put them in the
just at the end of
description.
The video. The description, yeah.
Absolutely, because the thing is no one thinks they need mental health support until they fucking really need it.
Yeah.
It's like you don't tend to go to a physio until you're in pain.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you went to a physio constantly,
prevention is better than a cure.
That's yeah.
And another quote that you said, I was going to say it before, a quote that you said to me, right, when I was going for that little breakup I was going through, yeah?
Yeah, that was a big breakup, I think.
Yeah, I think it was quite a big one. Yeah, looking back, yeah. But what was it you said to me? It's like, depression is like an addiction.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because you constantly want people to feel sorry for you and stuff, and you know, it's one of them. I'm just going off your words.
Yeah.
Do you want to elaborate a bit more on that?
And it comes to, because we all have moments where we feel sad, or we all have trauma from, you know, our childhood, or things that happen to us that we can't control that makes us feel depressed. Then, being in that moment, you tend to find things that feed it. So you'll escape through the alcohol, but then the withdrawal from the alcohol afterwards will make you feel worse. Or you'll start smoking. And smoking is probably the worst one, because as you're having a cigarette, you're putting it out and you're like, right, I can have another one in whenever my next break is, or I've got to get through to blah blah. And as soon as you take that last toke, you're withdrawing straight away. So you're just in this fucking cycle. And it's so crazy, it just has such a hold on your emotion. Like, your day depends on how many cigarettes you're gonna have that day. If you only got one cigarette for that day, you're gonna have a shit day, you're gonna be stressed. Best thing I ever did was quit smoking. I haven't smoked for 3 years now, which is crazy.
3 years now?
3 years, mate.
Fuck
Wait,
yeah.
maybe what year is it?
It's
25.
25,
Yeah, I quit in 22. Quit just before I met Sarah.
yeah.
Maybe it was like 2.5 years. But going back to the depression is addictive, is you want to feed that depression subconsciously now, because in that depression you have an identity and you feel comfortable with it. As much as it's negative, it doesn't matter. Like you're talking about your purpose before, in purpose you have identity. And if you identify as a depressed person, you'll do everything to keep that, because at least you know that.
Yeah.
Like, after the worst thing that ever happened to me, right, was a doctor telling me that I was depressed, right, and that just sent me in an absolute massive spiral. He didn't have a choice, but what else was happening at that time? I was taking a shitload of drugs, I was drinking all the time, I was eating like shit, I wouldn't even want to tell you what my diet was like. Never drank a glass of water in about fucking 5 years whilst I was at uni. And when I trained, I just used to go to boxing and smash myself to bits and not refuel and feel like shit for the rest of the day because I'd be getting high all the time.
Yeah.
So if I focused on those 5 things, I would probably felt a lot better. And I was also going through like a really toxic relationship, like breakup all the time. So then when I went to the doctor and I was like crying in his office and whatever, and I was like, mate, I fucking need help, like I feel like blah blah, and he was like, yeah, you're suffering with severe depression. We had one conversation with him, he didn't know that, yeah, and then tablets, and then like a year and a half of going backwards and forwards. But what happened in that day was I created this identity with someone who was struggling with depression.
Yeah.
And like it was only, and obviously everything that came with that, I felt the need to escape because the normal me was depressed, and I was doing everything which is actually the opposite of what I needed to do. But I didn't understand it at the time, and I was just doing what I felt right. So I felt it was fun when I went out drinking with my friends. I felt like it was fun when I got high with the boys, or got high on my own and watched blah blah blah. That was healthy to me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it was my identity, and that's what I was saying about depression being addictive, because if you get all those habits twisted into each other, fuck, it's hard to break. I literally, there was the moment when I decided that I needed to get better, right?
Yeah.
And I might edit this out, I don't know if I'm going to tell you, is that I was trying to talk to my dog, yeah, with my mind.
What?
Honestly, right?
When was this?
In my fucking brother's room. He was just like watching telly. I got stoned. I was really, really struggling with my mental health at the time. I'd ended up doing loads of trippies and seeing some crazy shit and whatever. And I remember sitting there on the edge of my brother's bed. He was watching TV, and I was trying to communicate with my dog, with my mind. And I was like, right, if I fucking smoke weed tomorrow, I'm putting myself in a mental hospital. I never smoke weed again.
Really? I think weed's like, I think it's overrated. Weed's hell of overrated,
Oh no, it's so fun. It's,
No.
it's fucking so good.
For me, I always whitey on it.
Well, yeah, you just got to get through that bit. But that's what I was having this conversation the other day. Was like when you get how anyone gets addicted to, because I feel like everyone does that. And it's so strong now that it just kicks you on your fucking ass. But I understand how some people do it like recreationally and a little bit here and there. But for me now it's an absolute no. But why go back to that, getting addicted to the depression? You only realise the habit circle that you're in when you're outside of it.
Yeah.
And when you're in it, you feel like you have fucking no chance of getting out of it. You'll never be this, you'll never be that, you'll never... Trust me, if you're depressed, you start looking after your food. I don't mean like being a deficit or whatever, but just eat whole ingredient foods and drink water, you'll feel a little bit better.
Yeah, you will.
If you get 8,000 steps a day, you'll feel a little bit better.
Someone said to me, I think it was one of like the therapists when I had in the army, he's like, they said to me, he's like, this might sound like a stupid question, but do you drink water? It's like, yeah. It's like, well, someone said to me, like, water's like a lubricant of the brain. It lubricates it.
Not just the brain, but the body. Not like in the way that you're thinking, not like a car.
Yeah.
But like all your cells are filled with water. Yeah.
It's like as well, like, you wouldn't give, say you got your dream car, yeah, you fucking, for me it's a G-Wagon, yeah.
Right.
I wouldn't put fucking Asda petrol in it. You wouldn't put shit petrol in it. You'd put fucking decent quality petrol in it so it runs a lot better, the engine likes it as well. And that can be sort of the same with your body as well.
100%.
Like, we were saying, oh, bodies are temples, like, it's true though.
Yeah. And it also goes into what you consume, not just with your mouth, but with your eyes, with your ears. You know, the people that you're around. Like, I was in a very sort of like negative circle socially with everyone, because if you understand vibrations and frequency, when you're in that depressive frequency, if you're with a load of other people who are also in that habitual circle where you're all giving each other excuses for behaving like that, you take yourself out of that and you put yourself in a different circle where people have aspirations. And you know, like they say in the gym, if you want to lift heavy, train with someone who lifts heavier than you. Yeah. Because you know what I mean. Like one of my best mates, he's a fucking unbelievable CrossFitter, but he just trains with someone who's better than him. Yeah. Because that makes him better. Because
when I think what it is with that. So say when I did train with someone, I've trained with some bodybuilders, yeah. They're lifting this weight and they said, oh right, lift this weight. I was like, fucking how'd you lift that? And then you start getting stronger. And then you take someone that's like never been to doesn't go to the gym that much, and you're lifting that weight, like, you know, to you seems like fucking weak. They're looking at you and go, fucking how are you lifting that? Yeah, exactly. Perspective. The same thing about your followers, but yeah, absolutely. When it comes to mental health, if you sort of have pillars of mental health, as in ways to get better, and I think some people definitely have trauma. And definitely have reasons. Not that I didn't have a reason to be depressed, but if I'd have looked after those other 4 things, I'd have felt like a hell of a lot better. So for non-veteran people, I would suggest, 1, talking, because absolutely speaking to, doesn't have to be professional. But sometimes I find like when I speak to people and I don't get the answer that I want, it doesn't help. Yeah. But I think that's the same position that everyone's fucking in. Exercise, fucking, you start getting strong, you start proving yourself in the gym, you're going to feel better. Eat well, drink water. That's for everyone, that's not just, you know, I'm not trying to gatekeep veterans, but everything that I am saying about swallowing your pride and stuff, I'm saying it for like just men as well. Yeah. Not just men in general. And women. Women can get that, like... No sexism here. I'm an independent woman. Why do we struggle on the word woman then? Because I said this to my missus last night, I was like, I'm a strong, independent woman. So, yeah, I think that's a good point to finish on. Yeah. And hopefully it gets to help a lot of people. Had some bullshit with the cameras again. So figure that out. So basically, everyone just swallow your pride, go and get the help that you need. There's nothing wrong with it.
Absolutely.
Honestly, nothing
Get
wrong with
wham.
it. And yeah, and get fucking jacked.
If you need help with that, you know, jail fitness for life.
Yeah, if you want morale.
CheerDits.
Yeah, but that should not. Where do people go if they're not?
I don't understand it. Yeah, like
Yeah.
when I just like it and I just skip it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
you just like my videos. Like, does Josh even know what I'm saying?
No. But I'll support you, whatever.
Cheers, mate.
Right, ready?
Yep.
Don't know why I'm going to close that, it's not plugged in. Red or blue?
Red.
United or Everton? Quick.
Everton. What? I hate them both, mate. But I was
Indian or Chinese?
Indian for going out. Chinese, as I
No,
say.
Indian or Chinese?
Chinese.
Navy or RAF?
RAF.
Gym or night out?
Gym.
Dog or cat?
Dog.
Navy or Coast Guard? Are they the same thing? I think they're not.
No, that's like proper American. That.
Coast Guard?
Coast Guard's like American.
What do we have here?
We don't have Coast Guard. We just have to be.
We have a fucking Coast Guard.
Yeah, but it's not like.
the lifeboat thing.
It's a lifeboat. It's not military. Coast
I know
Guard.
it's not the military. But
Oh, maybe a Coast Guard. Probably Coast Guard.
arguing with me on my game. Dog or cat? Did I see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Holiday with the missus or the boys?
Misses.
Bench press or deadlifts?
Deadlifts.
Surplus or deficit?
Surplus.
Tattoo CheerDits on your face or get punched in the nuts every time you said cheers?
CheerDits on my face. I already got the one there.
I forgot about that. Get baby shark stuck in your head forever or never remember your own name?
Get baby's shark stuck in my head forever.
Really?
Because it's always stuck in my head anyway. I can literally just be chilling out and like go on here and say, baby shark.
Yeah, but you would never, people are like, oh, what's your name? You would just never be able to remember.
Alright, yeah, I'll go for that one then.
Wait, which one?
The not remembering your name.
You won't mind that?
No, don't mind that.
I would rather not know who I was than
Yeah.
fucking sing that song in my all day.
Yeah,
But anyway, that's where we're going to finish. Thank you very much for coming on. Good luck with your TikTok. And,
let's collab soon, mate.
Well, I fucking wouldn't know what I was doing.
I'll just do like a CheerDits or something, because I'm fat.
Get you in the gym, yeah, you're always more than welcome in the gym. But yeah, good luck with the TikTok stuff. Hope that you know, smash your goals and get on that
for you as well, mate.
fucking series idea, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
I think I like the feeling. I think I like the feeling. I think I like the feeling. I think I like the